Hello, good evening. This is episode 18. And as usual, welcome back. It's Wednesday, and my name is Andrew. I had to miss last week. I apologize because I was caught outside and couldn't make back in time. But I'm here. So we're going to start. And just to do a quick introduction, and before that, let me say hi to my dear friend Anjali. Hi, good evening. Nice to have you here. And let's do this. Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. Okay, let me see this one. Okay, cool. Okay, there you go. Hi, Eloise. How are you? We need to talk. We need to start talking about basically the engagement on the consult. Yep. I'll take it offline with you. But nice to have you here. Okay, who else? Is that all? Okay, right. So, quick introduction. If you're new here or new to me, my name is Andrew, and I help businesses build deeper relationships with their prospects and also their clients through the medium called emails. All right. And the idea is once you build that know, like, and trust over time with your emails, the selling becomes a lot more easier. And in most cases, it becomes pretty much effortless because they really trust you. The question is whether you're actually putting in the you don't see me. Do you see me? I don't. Okay, you don't see me. Okay, that's interesting. Well, let me see. There you go. Do you see me now, Anjali? Okay, cool. Nice. Anyway, you should see me. I'm broadcasting now. Anyway, let's continue. I hope you can from here. So, oh, okay, wait. Let me go to LinkedIn and see. Right. Let me see what's wrong. Okay. I can see it. Never mind, Anjali, you know my face already. Let's look at the slides. Okay? Yeah, you know me good enough. Right. Okay, let's continue. So, like I say, once you build that bond, your emails is basically your connecting point from customer who may not know you to the point to they are ready to buy as long as you have the right offers. Then basically it becomes a lot more seamless to transition to a sale. So the next thing is, I come on live every Wednesday, barring some emergency circumstances. But generally, I come on live every Wednesday, and you can always submit any questions you may have about emails, and I'll answer you on the following week. All right. So in order to do that, there is a simple form, and it's on my website. It's called ans.digital backslash ask Andrew anything, and there is basically all right, cool. Nice. Hey, Bravo, nice to see you here, my friend. Okay. So, submit your questions. You can use your phone. Where's my phone? You can use your phone or you can scan the QR code there, something pretty normal nowadays. And it will lead you to a simple Google form. Just key in your email and fire off with your questions. All right. And whatever questions you may have of email, I welcome that because that gives me, content for me to share over the next 20, 30 minutes. Okay. Let's move on. What else? I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. I'm more active on LinkedIn, to be fair, than on Facebook and other social media. And because that's where my audience are. All right. And in the same thing with you in your business, you have to determine where your audience are, where do they hang out, and then you got to be there on that particular social media platform. If it's TikTok, be it, if it's Facebook, whatever it is. Okay. So I'm on LinkedIn. You can connect with me if you want. And you can hit the follow button or the bell button so that if you want to be notified whenever I post something related to email or business or life experiences, then you'll be able to be notified by LinkedIn about my content. All right, cool. And since I'm in email, I also do free email marketing related resources I've got a single page. So basically just go to the page, select, whether you're in B2B or B2C, because each emails are different. And I also have a separate newsletter, which I deliver deliver one email subject line a day. And I plan to do that for the next 365 days. So the idea is you will have 365 email subject line ideas that you may use, copy, or basically amend, or give you some inspiration so that you can use that for your emails. All right? Okay, enough of self-promotion. Let's get to what we are here today. So Ramesh here have a questions. Is it necessary to have landing pages when you do email marketing? Number one. Okay, this is a two-part question. And what's the difference between websites and landing pages, or landing page anyways? Okay, Ramesh, let's get on. So is it necessary to do, having landing pages for emails? Yes, because from a marketing standpoint, your email is just a launch pad to, okay, some call it sales page, some call it landing page, right? So this is where you create the interest, or you create a curiosity, or basically you pre-frame your audience or your subscribers, right? So basically you write an email telling them, okay, either it's through a story or through a case study, for example, to actually get them interested. And obviously there's a call to action, which is a CTA button at the email. And when they click on that, the selling in most cases is done here on your landing page. So why is that so? Because you have more space and obviously more real estate for you to talk about the features, talk about the benefits, address concerns or address objections, for example, have your pricing. You can then incorporate your video, they call it video sales letter or video introduction. So all those elements should be hosted or should be placed in your landing pages and not emails. Okay, so emails is one that basically is almost like it's a simple flyer to tell people that there's something is happening, and you want to know more, click on this link, and basically goes to your landing page. Okay, Ramesh, I hope that's clear. Okay, number two is this. 5-6 years ago, just give me a minute. I'm going to. Sorry about that. So 5-6 years ago, or maybe 10 years ago, when email is not that popular and they don't have people like us doing all this email marketing stuff, they obviously don't receive a lot of emails coming in. All right. So it becomes a novelty whenever there's a newsletter offer or subscription for free. People like to get it. All right. But moving forward, 2000 is especially after the COVID, everybody is using emails. Small businesses, big businesses, whoever, right? And what happens is, on average now, a person's email inbox will receive on average a day about 100, 120, right? So I can't remember the research, but generally that's the number. And it may vary from you, but generally more than 10, all right? So now the recipients become very wary of receiving emails. They become a lot more selective. Obviously, they're a lot more smarter nowadays. They're basically exposed to all these emails. They know. And they want to receive emails that actually has value. So three things, either it's entertaining, or either it's education, all right? Or either it's empowerment, or so-called, it's enlightening, all right? Something useful to them. Then they will very likely open and read the email and keep the emails in their inbox. Anything other than that, they will either send you to the spam box or either delete or unsubscribe. Okay. And I always recommend, if you're doing email marketing, make your unsubscribe button prominent. Don't hide it, because you just, end of the day, you want to talk to people who are interested in what you have to say. If they're not interested, then don't be a nuisance in their lives. Get out of it. And when they want to find you, because you have other social media, you have ads, you have other angles to reach out to them. Okay. And the moment they're ready, right, then you can continue the conversation. Other than that, stay out of their way. Do your rest of your marketing. Okay. Number one. Number two is this. Now, because of that, in order for you to promote your newsletter, now you notice in most cases, you have your website, and then it's almost like an afterthought, right? And say, if you want to know more updates, right? If you want to know more updates, enter your email address here. Okay. It's just that. Now, what are the chances that somebody will be interested to? What's the value? What's the motivation that they will want to basically subscribe to your emails? None. Okay. And they know that if I subscribe, I'm going to get a barrage of emails coming into my inbox. So the next things you need to do, if you're serious about promoting your newsletter or you're serious about engaging with your customer, is you got to then, okay, I use the word sell loosely. You got to basically promote and give them reasons why they need to subscribe to your email newsletter. Okay. And therefore, in order for you to do that, you then need a landing page. Okay, I'll get to the difference between website and landing page in a while, but generally speaking, you need to have a dedicated page talking about the benefits and why they should subscribe to your newsletter. You've got to sell this idea to them. All right, it's no longer just because you put a little footer at the bottom and people just subscribe. Ain't gonna happen. Okay, ain't gonna happen. All right. So Ramesh, I hope I've cleared that with you why there is a need to have landing pages, even if you do email marketing. All right, more so when you do email marketing, because you need to have a place for them to convert, a place to do conversion, and landing page is your conversion mechanism. Okay. Number two, what's the difference between website and landing page? Okay. Let me think of a real world. Okay, let's say you go to a restaurant, all right, and you sit down with your date, with your wife, whoever it is, and the waiter comes in and gives you the menu, of course, all right. So the menu have all those items. There's an introduction page for the restaurant, or maybe some, what they are and all the stuff, and then you have the rest of the menu. Okay, your website is essentially that menu, where you put in everything and anything that's available in your restaurant, in your case, in your business, on that page. You have information about us, the products, for example. There's a support page, there's a page for inquiries, and all those things, right? So everything is there. Your blog, for example, is all located there. So that is essentially what your website is. It's a menu, not a landing, a page, or so-called a site, where all the information about your business is there, where they can just browse and find other information if they want to. Okay. Now, from time to time, I'm sure you will notice they will have, let's say, lunch menu or lunch set menu, right? Or maybe the chef gets some inspiration and he's going to do a one-off so-called menu, and it's only available within a certain period of time, like for example Valentine's Day, Christmas, and all those things. So those are time specific, and it is purpose built for one particular outcome. All right. So if you have a lunch set menu, that's it. Is to promote the set menu for lunch, and dinner you have another menu. Okay. This is what you call your landing page. So in summary, your website is all the container for all the information about your business, whereas the landing page or a sales page is essentially your special purpose page. The only so-called objective of this page is to convert you to buy something or to take a specific action. For example, if you want to do a newsletter, for you to subscribe to a newsletter. If you want to promote a course, or you want to promote for example, an event, for example, that is where you put in your landing page. Even if you, let's say, do a webinar and you want to promote the webinar, you want them to sign up, you will have a special purpose page just to talk about webinar and nothing else. And if best, you notice most landing pages, there is no navigation bar, right? You will have lots of navigation bar in your website because you want them to move around within the site. Whereas in landing page, there's no navigation bar in most cases. And maybe there's a link to the logo and links you to the main page. But generally, as least so-called distraction as possible, okay? For them to just focus on the thing that you want them to do, and that's for it. So that is, in a nutshell, the difference between a website and also a landing page, right? Remember, restaurant menu, the thick book or whatever it is, and a single flyer, basically promoting a specific menu or a specific dish. That is a landing page. The other one is your website, okay? So next, Eloise. Wow, that's a long one. Okay, quite plenty of people still doubting the effectiveness of email marketing. And I personally assume that might be related to the type of customers you're targeting in the country we live. Not stick to email, and this is challenge for email marketer. Okay, you are correct, Eloise, to a certain extent. It depends on the audience as well, all right? I have customers where the audience are predominantly, say, housewives. Very unlikely that they may respond well to emails, okay? But they will probably respond better to Messenger or even WhatsApp, right? But then if you think about it, almost everything we do now, right, from receiving bills, from even doing online shopping, from Lazada, Shopee, and all those things, they still deliver messages through emails, right? Even your Facebook, if you forget password, you want to sign up for social media, they will ask you for email address, right? If you run ads, if there's a threshold that's being met, or if your ads are not approved and all those things, Facebook still send that information through emails. Okay, so in that context, emails is still useful because the big boys are doing it. Your Google ads. Whenever your account is not approved or there's an issue with your ad account, Google will send you an email and tell you that there's some discrepancy with your account and ask you to click and go to your ad account dashboard. Okay. The second thing is a lot of people will find that email is not effective because they are in the habit of blasting emails. They are not segmenting the audience. They have not basically show concern about the audience interest. So for example, if I have a list of 1,000 people and I have a promotion about maybe let's say my webinar on building web pages or landing pages, and I send to everybody, but my audience is primarily interested in just maybe business or maybe interested in just running ads, for example. Okay, let's say, what is it got to do with, unless if I craft the message correctly according to their needs, people will find my email useful. But if I constantly just say that I've got this event going on and it's totally not related to them, or then tomorrow, let's say I've got an event on, let's say, food tasting, or the next day I've got an event for, some random talk, or whatever it is, which is not relevant or may not be relevant to all of them, then people will find emails from me a nuisance, right? So that's why it is important over time, when you build your email list, when you send your email, you look and monitor for their basically engagement. All right. For example, you look at what are the items that they click. If your content is related to a specific topic, and a lot of people click on that, then you should segment this group out, and you know that you can assume to a certain extent that okay, they are interested in, let's say, video making, right? Like digital marketing is very wide. Certain people are interested in video, in YouTube. Certain people are interested in Facebook ads. Certain people is interested in content marketing. So if you're the guy or the person that's building or sending emails on digital marketing, you got to know which of the audience prefer which topic. And then when you have a promotion, when you have a sale, when you have an event, then for example, if you're doing a video launch course, for example, you would then direct your emails to the people who are interested or indicated an interest by clicking on a lot of your links related to videos. That's number one. Now, what if you say, what about the rest? And wouldn't I be missing out opportunities? Yes, but what you can do is you, instead of sending, let's say, 3 or 4 emails to everyone, you may send 1 or 2 emails, but you then craft the message separately or differently to people who are interested in Facebook. All right. So you may want to then talk about, let's say, how you can use video to enhance your Facebook ads. Same event, same topic, but the messaging is slightly different, but it's adjusted to that. So this way, I know it's a fair bit of work, but generally speaking, if you do this, now your emails will be a lot more welcome and it will be a lot more effective. But if you are in the habit of just, I don't care if I've got 10,000 people, I'm going to send the same message to everyone. I just want to blast it out. I can guarantee you your emails very likely, unless you're very popular, people would really want to buy stuff from you. But generally speaking, your email open rates, your email performance will basically drop drastically. Okay, Eloise, clear? Hope that helps. Anybody else? All right, so let's move on. So Ramesh, I hope I've answered your questions. And if you have anything, you can always reach out to me and then we can do a follow-up next week. So Suling has an interesting one. Why is my emails always ending in my recipient junk folder? Okay. Should I go full-blown technical and confuse everyone, or should I make it simple? Okay, the expert in this, in email deliverability, is my dear friend Ed Photo, and you can follow him on LinkedIn. He does that. He's an expert in this, and I do learn a lot, some of the skills from him. But let me put it in a very simple way. All right, let me try from a layman's point of view. There are basically two elements involved in ensuring that your email land into the inbox instead of junk folder. Okay, I call it, let me have mechanical, and this is the art side. Okay, or maybe the science and art. Okay, so in mechanical side, it's basically those things that you can fix primarily. Okay, remember these three keywords, you probably heard of this before. Okay, I just can't remember the full name, right? But generally speaking, these are the three items that is needed for you, and these are all basically adjusted in your domain name system. All right. For example, if it's andrew.ans.digital. Oh, sorry. I even forgot my own domain. Something is wrong. Okay, so let's say this is my domain, and it's my domain anyways, and I use this to send all my emails. So I got to make sure that my DKIM, SPF, and DMARC, okay, basically entries or records that you put inside your domain, is aligned to your ESP, right? So that when you send your email through ans.digital, Google, Gmail, for example, Yahoo Mail is going to double check against the domain and say, is this email coming from the right domain? Has it been verified? So generally, these are the three verification tools that these inbox providers will use to verify, to make sure that your emails is actually genuine and it comes from a proper authority, right? So over time, if you keep doing this, sending the right emails, and which is, we'll talk about the art side, but if you do it right, your sender domain, okay, sender reputation, okay, sender reputation will improve. Okay, that way, then Gmail will know that, okay, emails coming from ans.digital is genuine. There's engagement. People like this email. They don't report spam. They don't answer. Well, they can unsubscribe, but they don't report spam. Then fine. Then I will make sure that this email, obviously, because their interest is to look after their users. So you don't want people to complain to Gmail and say, hey, why is it that all my emails I don't receive one, I send to my account and don't receive it? So Gmail got to make sure that they do deliver the right emails to you. So when they find that all these signals is correct, then they would then make sure that this email lands in either your inbox or, to a certain extent, at the very least, your promotion tab. Okay, so that is the art side. And this one normally, you set it up one time, and basically you need focus on this part to make sure that you maintain and do the right thing in order for your domain to be seen in the right light, in a good light, and to make sure that emails no longer end up in spam. So let's move on to the art side. Art side is basically, you want to make sure, as in anything, even with your social media, you want to make sure there's engagement in your email. Now, engagement in emails is defined as either they reply to your email, or they click on your email, and obviously they open. But nowadays with iOS 14, opens become not receive. I mean, then again, open generally is not a reliable metric, but it's easy for you to look at. But then open your email, click respond, for example, to they save it. And for example, if they move your email address into their primary or their contact list, for example, so those are the signals that Gmail will look at from the user standpoint is, are they liking your emails? Are they reacting to your emails, right? So that's why I call it art, because there is a few steps involved when you send your email. You're going to make sure that you write it in such a way that it encourages people to reply to your email. That's why, for example, I always say when you have an email like no reply, then obviously it would, to a certain extent, affect your deliverability because they can't respond to you, right? It's just one way. Basically, I'm just sending email to you. Don't talk to me. I'm just going to talk to you, all right? So only transaction emails, generally, they will use this. But if you send email like this, which you don't allow them to reply back, then it actually, to a certain extent, is more disadvantage to your email domain reputation, okay? So engagement, second thing is, like I say, when you segment your audience, so when you break your audience according to their interests and you send emails related to them, then obviously the chances of engagement is higher. The chances of clicking on your link is definitely higher. Yeah. Plus, let's say they open, will be higher. All right. But if it's not relevant, then nobody's going to open your email. And obviously, because they don't open your email, they're not going to click your email, then the engagement drops, right? So these are, in general, a few things they do. One, it's easy for you to fix this, all right? This is basically a mechanical side. You just basically line up, make sure your entry within your ESPs and your domain are the same, okay? Basically, they verify your domain is coming from right sender and all those things, one. Number two, your engagement, the art side, okay, and also what do you call the content of the emails that you send would affect the reaction and the response from the user. Okay, now here's a simple thing I just discovered. All right, you want them to get. Here's a quick way to ensure that your emails land at least in the inbox instead of send in junk box. Write emails that encourage them to reply to your emails. Because the moment they reply to your emails, right, even just say yes, so you tell them that reply yes to my email, to show that you have received or whatever it is, even they reply a simple yes, okay, as long as there's a ping back, Gmail, or in most cases even Yahoo, they will add your email address into the user's contact list. Right? By virtue of that, you will already achieve the first part of email deliverability, because they have already added you into the list. So sometimes you write emails, you say, hey, by the way, if you are interested in this, please move my email address or my contact into your contact list. But if you get them to reply, and you get them to reply often enough, you actually have, because it's very obvious what you reply to a person because you're engaging with them. All right. So if you can do that in your emails, you would have won half of the battle, assuming that you've done the mechanical side right. And generally, you basically have over time, and you make sure that you respect your audience, send the right thing at the right time to them. You would improve your emails instead of ending up in the junk folder. So, Sulang, I don't have access to your emails. I need to check. If you want, you can just send to me your emails. I will be able to look at the headers and basically make an educated guess. But in general, you would be you need to fix that. Very likely that you have not fixed the mechanical side yet. Okay, the technical side yet. Once you've done that, then you'll be on your way, and then you just need to make sure that your emails are done correctly. Okay. Yeah, say need to talk to you once in a time to refresh your thought email marketing. Yes. Well, Eloise, anytime. You know how to contact me. Yeah, I mean, things are changing. All right, audience behavior is changing. Right now, we used to do like 1 hour webinars. Everybody loved it. People will attend. But over time, now that the world has opened up and people are getting back to life, to normal life, they've got no time for 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours webinar. So I'm personally, for now, I'm also looking, even from a webinar standpoint, to actually cutting down, let's say, half an hour, which is what I'm doing for this. And same thing with email, right? The way you write the emails, the content that you put into the emails, that all these clickbaity subject line, for example, to try to con people to read the emails, very likely ain't going to work anymore. All right. And even your sales pages, you need to, people scan your emails, they don't no longer read your emails. So unless you're a very good story writer, or unless your content is really, 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 really good that they have to read, because it's super important for their business, you have to keep it short. And you got to make sure that the spacing of your content is, there's enough space for your text to breathe, because people are scanning. Right? They no longer look at, reading a text line by line. So you got to make sure the arrangement and the formatting of your emails are done correctly, which is to make sure it's readable. Okay, so I hope that helps. And Eloise, thank you so much. Any other questions? You can always put in your comments. Now I can see. Okay, I can actually see this one. I can pull up your questions. I can answer. So yeah, my half an hour is up. So with that, what else do I have? Okay, so just a quick plug, if you don't mind, if you're thinking of doing some emails and you have some email lists and you're not sure whether it's going to work for your business or not, and you want to do some kind of proof of concept, you can actually reach out to me if you want. I have a program called 7 Days Email Sprint, where we quickly set up your emails and send, do the mechanical side, and I'll help you write some of your emails, right? And then we're going to test within a month. Basically, it takes 7 days to set up the entire email infrastructure. And then you have another 3 more weeks for you to then run emails to your audience and to look at, whether email marketing actually will work for you. In most cases, it does. It's just, basically tweaking the message, tweaking your offers. And the thing I've learned so far is this: if you do not have a good offer, then you would still be able to send emails. The problem is you may not be able to see sales conversion. All right. So, and you got to have also a lot of offers so that you can vary the content of your emails. Right. So generally, otherwise, if you just do nurturing, what I realized is you will have followers, but sometimes they will also drop off because there's no way for them to go to the next step. The reason why you make an offer, besides making money, is to allow them to go to the next step, and everybody wants to improve. So think about those things. But in any case, if you're not sure, this link will lead you to a call booking. All right, let's spend 30 minutes or so to brainstorm. No obligation. I'm not going to sell anything to you. Basically, I will try to understand whether there's a possibility that we can actually work together. Or if not, then maybe give you some pointers, and that you can then go on your way and basically build your own empire. All right. With that, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. I'm back, and I'll see you next Wednesday, same time, 8:30. And if you have time, you can hang around at 10. We are going live with 2 of my friends, and we're going to do our Tree Market Show episode 99. And next week is our season finale, episode 100. And then we're going to probably take a break, and we'll figure out what else you want to do with this. Eloise, thank you so much, and we'll chat. All right, cool. Thank you so much. This is Andrew Wong signing off. I'm glad, and thank you so much for joining me on this live session. And if you're watching the replay, all the contents is there. If you need, reach out to me on LinkedIn or even Facebook. You can message me, and then we can talk from there. All right. If you have questions, make sure you submit to my Google form. Right. It's in the beginning part of the presentation, and and I'll answer your questions. All right. Cool. Thank you. Good night. Have a good evening, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.